What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is your breakdown of John Cena, The Last Time Is Now. John is a modern era defensive trickster, so that is the third trickster Cena in the game, I believe. But this one at least is current, relevant, and active. So, I mean, that makes it at least exciting in that. And, you know, if you're going to have the most decorated champion of all time, you might as well have a few versions of him in-game. It's not hurting anything. So, Lincoln Gear, he does have the new tag counter reduction by 3, which if you saw in the recent Showdown events, does come in handy. It kind of showed it off the way Eddie works. It takes some getting used to, but it's a nice thing to have when it's there. No gear. Trainer ability, purple gems do 50% more damage. Red moves start with 2 more MP. So kind of a continuation of a cycle that we have had on here. Again, a few different movesets on him. Just real quick, it is interesting. They specifically picked the Colts gear. Like, that is, I don't know, like it's just really an interesting choice to like very specifically go with his football theme tie-in, and the fact that I even knew that's what that was means the world is ending. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, we're going to take look at a couple move sets of him. The first one is going to be this one right here, Triple Purple. He's a purple character, and he has triple purple moves in his Fruity Pebbles here. The Luthez Press, 3 MP purple. Deal damage, choose a 6x1 area to make into Snowfall gems, which will modify all gems below it into Leech gems of strength 710k when broken by you. The Hurricane Rana, deal damage and choose a 6x1 area to swap into purple gems. And then the 5 Knuckle Shuffle finisher, deal damage, make 44 Leech Gems purple, pin the opponent, but if your opponent is a technician, deal damage and increase your purple gem damage by 185%. That's a lot of percent for his primary color, so that is a very, very good thing. Just a quick note, I've got Woods and Farouk in here. This version of Farouk gives purple moves start with 2 more MP, and Leech Gems do 75%. So theoretically, since these are 3 MP moves, that would start them loaded. You would start loaded exactly with 3 MP, but then you would have a 6x1 area, and you would need to get 7 more MP to load the finisher. So it's up to you. You could also just put another like 1 MP person here, like maybe Dom, I think it is, whose purple moves start with 2 and purple gems do 50% more damage. Just a note, you can do that. This is just the safest way to run it, and so it also doesn't over-index the damage, so that, you know, hopefully he's even better when you get him than what I'm making him seem like. Leech Gems do 100% more, so that's 175%. Keep in mind you're going to turn almost everything purple, so that's buffing his primary color. Zombie Brett will do purple gems do 30% more damage. If he were gold, that would be 40% more damage. You could also use the Striker Stone Cold that gives you 40% more to all gem damage, etc., etc. Some real combinations there. On the belt, we've got a 50% move damage strap. Gem damage strap, that is. So you're not getting, the most out of this. Again, I prefer to show him hitting a little bit lower than what you will actually have him hit for if you've got a 50, 100, or 150% gem damage strap. Lots of plate options. The Mark of a Hero basic plate. Whenever you make 6 or more Leech Gems, increase your purple gem damage by 75%. And the Bubba Ray's Specs. Whenever you activate a purple move, increase your purple gem damage by 50%. So that's going to be 150 from this and another 75 right here. You could, of course, use the Bloodsucker, and here you could use a purple Royal Rumble plate. So you've got options if you've got those plates. There's a few others that would work, but this gives you a good handle on how to run him. And apparently I didn't set myself on the match. I just set myself on the loading, like here's what the characters are screen. So I'm going to go face Zombie Sammy as I usually do. We won't get to face him on a trap gem build, and I need to find a trickster matchup technician matchup, just to show you the damage that he can do there. But you already get the idea of what this moveset is. It's very straightforward. You're going to put this where you're as little likely to cascade as possible. Realistically, whenever you're dealing with the top row, it feels like that's going to be a pretty safe bet that you maybe won't, and I didn't. That is also going to reload this, by the way. You can't run it twice, but you could throw down some more snowfalls if there is a plate in the future where it's like, make snowfalls, buff your gems, blah, blah, blah. So then, once we've broken those, we're just going to make everything purple and see what damage we do. So he has 60 million. He had about 65 million. So we've done 5 million so far this turn, and then double it for what your gold damage would be. That was 38 million. Dang. So that's an 80 million turn 1 move set just like that. And that's with a 50% gem damage strap. Tier 5, not tier 6. Whoa, that John Cena has hair. Wow. Unlike the real life John Cena, they gave this one hair. Holy cow. And that's without the technician buff. That's without using, a number of things that would buff that even higher. So just keep in mind, this could go even higher. Let me see if I can find a tech real quick. Oh, there's Cena versus Cena. Can I do it? Yeah. All right. So now John Cena, the evil John Cena, is going to go up against the goody version of John Cena, and we'll see what it looks like with that buff. I like it. And we can get the whole top row as purple gems. So yeah. All right. So now we do this. So we were at 38 million plus about a 5 million buff there. I don't know why I didn't see the hair. That hair freaks me out, man. Oh, no. Okay, look at that. We're still good. All right, so this is going to buff our purple gem damage by 185%. I think it's 200% at gold, give or take. Did they put the bald spot on him at least? They didn't. Dang it. They should really put that bald spot in there to make it really accurate. And that was something. I think it was 56 million damage. So we should be at 112 million with that. So just right there, this John Cena is already stinking amazing. Like, just stinking amazing. Now imagine that I added the Bloodsucker plate to him or the Royal Rumble plate to him. Like, yeah, you can really see the damage on this one. So that's your first move set. Let's take a look at 2 others. All right. The next 2 movesets are kind of a variation of the same thing. It's a trap gem build. So the Proto Bomb, deal damage, increase your green MP by 5. If the opponent's move increases their move damage, deal damage, increase your green gem damage by 147% for 1 turn. Does not affect bonus damage. Then the Attitude Adjustment. Deal damage, make 35 random gems into trap gems. If broken by your opponent, deal damage and randomly respond to. If broken by you, deal damage and increase your yellow MP by 6. And then the Bulldog is the move we're going to show this time. And then we're going to show a different one. Deal damage and make 25 random trap gems into multiply gems of strength 11. Then deal damage and make 46 random gems yellow. So that's an interesting combination. The other way to do it is with the throwback. Deal damage, increase your green gem damage by 320% for 1 turn. Then deal damage and make 48 trap gems green. So there's kind of a tit for tat there. Also, the STFU makes green color submissions, so you could use that to load the trap, to load whichever of these 2 moves. So these next kind of 2 move sets could be 3 different variations of the same basic thing. Yeah. All right. So we're going to put Kofi in there to get your yellow move loaded turn 1. Brawny Stroface, yellow moves start with 2 more MPs, so now it's loaded fully, and multiply gems increases strength by 1. If you have him at gold, then it would be multiplies increases strength by 2. The other Brawny Stroface, yellow gems do 30% more damage, and then we're going to put the Trap Gem Master here. Trap gems will do 100% more and create 2 more trap gems, so now we're making 37 of them into traps. We will, of course, swap this around to see what it would look like with Sherry and Leonardo and all that good stuff. But here's what I'm looking at on the strap. So there's a couple different plate combinations you can use. Of course, you could use the It's a Trap plate to make more multi-gems. But same basic setup. I'm not even going to change the move damage. This guy right here. I'm just going to leave it purple. But look at what we do here. So here, whenever you make 7 or more yellow gems, generate 20 green gems. And then the Jade plate, whenever you make 10 or more multiply gems, increase your green gem damage by 100%. So we're going to throw down yellow, then we're going to throw down green. Of course, you could also throw out any of the Royal Rumble. Just from now on, it's just any Royal Rumble plate typically works on there as well. You could also do the American Nightmare plate on here if you wanted to buff that. Again, there's just so many different options. But whenever you make 6 or more multis, increase your yellow gem damage by 100%. But I'm going to keep it this way because I think it's going to do something here. We're going to go up against Big Papa Pump because Zombie Sammy eats trap gems and messes me up, where Papa will not. And he's got 67 million health. So remember that. Because we're going to see how much of it we can get rid of here in one shot. All right, so that is going to buff up your green move. You're going to throw down your 37 trap gems. And on trainer options, there's lots of people that make more traps or do 100% more damage to traps, blah, blah, blah. We're going to make them multis, though. So that's why I'm showing Bulldog or Steamboat first. Then we're going to swap around for some of the guys who make multis. So there we go. He made times 12s. Whole board turns yellow. And then he's going to throw down another whole board of green. Well, not quite whole board, but more greens. And that right there was 60 million at gold. 60 million at gold. That is not as good as the first move set, but pretty darn good. And does use some things that maybe you got laying around. Maybe you just want another trap gem guy. Here's your new trap gem guy. I mean, Ozzy's still the trap gem king, but here's a guy who happens to be pointing at you. All right, so let's do the same thing, but on the entourage, we are going to swap around here and do a couple things. We can, let's see, replace this one for Mosh with Nico here. Where's Mosh Potato at? Gotta take a sec to find him. There he is. All right. So that one. And then we'll take off this guy. And we'll do a gem modifier and put on this guy. Just to see what it does. So now, Mosh, multiply gems generated from moves will increase their strength by 1. Moves that generate multiply will create 5 more multiply gems. So now you're making 30 trap gems, 15 of them. Sorry, you are making 35 trap gems, and 30 of them are turning into multiply gems of strength 15. Just a note, you would need Santa Hogan to start loaded turn 1 without 99 MP or a midline bonus. But Ron's only adding 30% yellow, so I'm not feeling like we're overdoing it any here. So we're going to buff up our move just like we did before. We're going to throw down the trap gems, 35 of them this time instead of 37 of them. And then we're going to make 30 of them into multiply gems of strength 15 and then make the whole board yellow. So yeah, this is going to be a good hit. And then we're going to hit green, which is also going to be buffed up by the Jade plate. Yeah, you see what I'm doing here. It's a pretty good smack. There you go. Cascades. So that's 82 million at gold. Turn 1. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, yeah. Now we're just going to look at a little variation because we're just swapping out the yellow for the green damage. So be right back with that. The last move set is going to be pretty much the same thing, except for we're swapping in the throwback, which makes green gem damage. However, just to make things interesting and show all of the moves, we've got the sub, so we'll put it in here. The STFU color submission, place 8 sub gems on the board for 3 turns of damage, and they're going to turn green. So you use the STFU to load the other 2 moves. You sub them a little bit, and then you saw the throwback increases the green gem damage by 320%. So not quite multi-gems, but it is a nice little boost there. On the entourage, you're still going to have Kofi, the older Tech CM Punk for yellow moves start with 2, green gems 50, trap gems do 100%, welcome back, and that puts us at 37 again. And then Chelsea or Steve Austin or whoever you want for green gems do 30% more. Chelsea would be 40, and so would Striker Steve at gold. On the strap, we're going to put the All Heart. Whenever you generate 3 or more subs, increase your green gem damage by 100% for 2 turns. So we're buffing the greens as much as possible, which of course means if you wanted to be nasty, you could put the green Royal Rumble plate on there and life would be good. So, we're going to do the same basic thing. We're just going to do the sub first to activate the All Heart, and then go from there, because the other plates we would have had on there would not have done it. So what I would do, that's looks like more than 8. What I would do is something like that. That's going to make your 6 green, and then the other ones are going to turn green, so put them on green and just, let him get subbed down. Hopefully he doesn't break out of too many of them, and boom, there you go. So that takes away his MP, and it buffed our green gems. Now we're throwing down the trap gems, and then we're going to make the board green. Basically the same thing we did with the yellow, just not multi-gems in this case. It's just a buff to the green. So see if it's diminishing returns right here. Bam. Bam, bam, bam. And that was 23 million. Oh, wait. That was 54 million? That was 54 million. Okay, so that we need to test at gold, because if so, that would be 100 million at gold if it's doubling, but I'm not... Yeah, it would have to, because the damage isn't coming from the trap gems. So there you go. So he has 3 different move sets that all produce 100-ish million pretty quick and pretty easy. So he's really good, and it's nice to have a good John Cena in the game every once in a while. You know what I mean? Because John Cena is kind of like their main guy right now. He's the best bad guy since Hollywood Hogan, so might as well give him a respective character in the game that is that. So let me know what you think in the comments section. Like the video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and then send this to your friend or faction mate who's going, hey, is that new John Cena any good? Why do we have 17 John Cenas in the game? Can't they make new characters? I mean, come on, they put out Jesse the Body this month. So at least one brand new, never before in game. And I think there might be some surprises ahead. So stay tuned, like this video, share it, and please subscribe, because we need to bump our sub count up for the YouTubes and for Scopely's metrics that they want us to do. So that's it for this one. See you on the next one, friends. Bye.